Yeah.
Then you've got a massive derby.
No, that'll be like...
Then you've got essentially a derby for the Champions League.
Unless Lazio are already miles ahead, which is the other option, of course. But
hello everybody and welcome to another FIF TV video. It's me, Dov, he is Vieri, and we're gonna chat a bit about Inter and basically answer the question, what the hell is going wrong at Inter? After such a great start to the season, things went quite bad, and then after the draw with Napoli at the weekend, coach Luciano Spalletti's patience is finally broken, and he's now basically said this team has no quality. So, well, Vieri, what did he say? What does he mean by this quote?
Well, he's given out a message, at least the media in Italy has interpreted as a message to the players. You are better than this, show me the quality. Mm-hmm. With evidently some key players underperforming. And the message to the club, you haven't bought the players that were needed, the quality players that I asked for. And this all comes after a game in which Inter didn't play badly and deserved to draw against Napoli. Spalletti, though, said, we lack quality because we should have tried to win this game.
Or they could have won the game if Skriniar didn't hit the post. This kind of feeds on into things that he said in other games, like particularly in 2018. He said that the Inter don't have the right mentality. He's always said that the quality's there, but the mentality's not. Then this was the first week where he's actually had a go at the actual...
He tried to change.
Like he's going at the actual quality of the players in the team. Do you think he's right?
Well, I think he's also kind of done something with the mentality, saying we should have tried to win this game.
Well, yeah.
Whereas everyone was kind of happy with a draw against the mighty Napoli. Do I think he's right? I think the quality players are there. I think the problems with Inter are in terms of consistency. That's why the mentality comes into the picture, because not being consistent, even though you've got the quality there, has to do with the way you approach the game, your attitude to training, your attitude to being at the top level for a whole season. Juventus is the best example. Some of the Inter players clearly aren't used to it, perhaps, or they just don't have that in them.
Oh, no, first, well, the thing is that kind of ties into things that Kondogbia said quite recently, and De Boer. Basically, both of them said that the club is chaos.
Yeah.
So you've got and basically if you've got like an ex-coach and an ex-player saying that, and the majority of the players at the club now are ones who were there last year as well, there's obviously a problem.
Absolutely, and I think we can talk. We can speak out with some names as well.
Let's go. Let's name names, people.
Ivan Perisic. Biggest example. I think he was the worst Inter player against Napoli. Mm. He never even. It's not like he got things wrong. He never even tried a one-on-one taking on his direct opponent. He never tried a shot. That's not what you expect from him, especially after the great start to the season.
Yeah.
Candreva, we speak about pretty much every week. He hasn't changed the way he's playing. I think he's a lot more in the game than Perisic. He just needs to have quality.
These are quality
in the final third of the pitch.
It's not there.
And then Mauro Icardi, and Spalletti was quite vocal about Icardi as well. He said, look, Icardi is a great goal scorer, but he's not the type of player who's got quality in the sense that he's never going to dribble past two opponents and smash it in the top corner from far away.
Yeah, nobody expects him to do that. Everybody knows that Icardi's game is inside the 18-yard box. If you give him the ball, like Perisic did, he'll score. And he did at the start of the season, because that link between the two of them was fantastic. Obviously, Icardi got injured, but then Perisic dropped off form. So then that kind of... those two players that were kind of driving and
that's why I think it's the qualities Spalletti is talking about is a message for the club. Mm. We haven't got a player that makes that kind of difference. Icardi isn't the kind of player you perhaps think he is. And to his players like Perisic, switch on. Yeah. We need you.
Well, for example, in January, where they could have had Pastore, that was pretty much a done deal until it came to the point where Suning had to finance.
Well, until you had to pay, then
Suning were just like, nope, we're not paying anything, and it ended up they got Rafinha, and instead, who he's not fit for a start, and he's not the right fit for what Inter need. He's not the player.
When you see him live, we saw them at the San Siro on Sunday against Napoli. Every time he touches the ball, you know he's got that quality.
He's a technically good player. He really is, but he's not that. He's not got the creativity.
He stopped playing after half an hour in terms of physically speaking, and then he came back on the pitch for 10 minutes in the second half, got subbed off. You need someone different.
Yeah,
and
a story would have been good, but.
The other one we were talking about, Caramò, he did score an absolutely decisive goal against Bologna. Could make a difference with those 3 points at the end of the season. It's just too young.
He's still young, yeah. Look, you can see what he's trying to do. He doesn't know how to do it yet. And I think because he's so young, he's not got that experience. He just, like for what you said before we started recording, he just needs to run and shoot.
Yeah, he does that. He does that brilliantly.
It's simple and straight to the point, and that's what he's good at. You can't expect him to be taking on 5 players.
But so if nobody is delivering, then how are Inter still? Who is delivering then?
Well, they're not. Well, the only player you could really say is delivering is Skriniar. Skriniar is fantastic. He was amazing against Napoli. He didn't get man of the match. Insigne got man of the match, unbelievably. Skriniar was the best player on the pitch. Defensively, nothing got past him. He almost scored where he needed to be, and he almost scored as well. He's just so good.
He's never had a dip in form that pretty much every Inter player has had this season. Yeah, even Andanovic, which is the other man of the moment,
consistent. Yeah,
has been one of the most consistent. He's also had a little dip in form at one point this season. So these are the pillars on which Inter's Champions League chances are, resting on. At the end of the day, they are only 1 point behind Lazio right now, so they are there. They can reach the Champions League goal. Everything we've said so far is still probably enough to get that 4th spot.
Yeah, it is, and obviously the teams that they look to be fighting with, Lazio, like you mentioned, and Milan. Milan obviously still in the Europa League probably be out it by the time you see this. Lazio probably still in it. Lazio don't have the squad to keep playing Thursday, Sunday from now until say middle of April to go on a deep run in the Europa League. If that happens, then you maybe see Inter kind of leapfrogging them. However, the big game, which I think is going to be even bigger than what it was going to be, is the derby, because it looks like the derby will probably be played around early May, which will mean that there'll be a couple of games left to the end of the season. I would expect Milan to have closed the gap a little bit. They're 5 points behind Inter just now. I'd say maybe get to a couple by the time the derby comes round.
Yeah.
Then you've got a massive derby.
No, that'll be like.
Then you've got essentially a derby for the Champions League.
Unless Lazio are already miles ahead, which is the other option, of course. But
bugger it, and we'll forget the Europa League.
Inter definitely have a problem in their mentality, in their quality. They're inconsistent. They're probably still good enough to get a Champions League spot, so fear not, Nerazzurri fans. The fight is still on.
Well, possibly. What do you think? Let us know. Leave a comment. Do you think it have still got enough to make the Champions League, or do you think Lazio, Milan are going to stop them in their goal? What do you think's went wrong there? Do you agree with us? Do you think there's a mentality problem? Do you think some of the players are not good enough? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. So that's it. That's all there's left for me. So there's nothing else left for me to say apart from arrivederci.
Ciao, ciao.